Hey, elevations to everyone in the collective. We are back for our last read. Who knows? I may get more downloads. I may get more downloads. YouTube just had them out, but we're back in effect. Next stop is Balboa Savings and Loan. I'm so silly, bro. I don't know what to do with myself. Anyways, collective, we're gonna go ahead and get into this energy read. So pre-shuffle. Okay. Judgment, Six of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Collective. And then the next card after that is the Moon energy and then Five of Cups. I didn't go any further than that. Off top from these cards here, I feel like you don't know that you're an heir. You may be like somebody's only living heir. You may be the last heir. You may be the first heir of someone that was meant to inherit something, but somehow this was hidden from you. Because at first with this Judgment and Six of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles, I first got settlement, right? Settlement. And with the Moon card, and this could be for some of you, it could be go two different ways here. For some of you or somebody in the collective, this could be like a settlement here for some shit that was done to you under the moon or secretly here. Things that were being done to you behind the scenes here. And I feel like that this goes all the way up to the top. And there could be a settlement coming here that you're going to get here. That could put you in the Queen of Pentacles energy here. But then when I got the Five of Cups, yeah, and Nine of Wands, this definitely could be a settlement for something that happened to you as a child or since a child here. And again, this is something that was orchestrated all the way at the top. Either way it goes. For someone else or others of you, you're an actual heir. You're an actual heir. This is like you being hidden from the world. Like if we think about like extermination processes and stuff like that with indigenous peoples from all different parts of the world, land, like indigenous people of the lands here, you could be like the last living of a bloodline, okay, which would make you by default an heir to all the resources, all the I'm hearing preserves, which preserve resources of an extinct what was thought to be an extinct indigenous people here. And it was like it's like this does really feel orchestrated, like in an extinct or thought to be extinct indigenous tribe. And this could be from anywhere. Okay, take it as it resonates here. And it's like if somebody could have somebody close to this tribe or a relative tribe to this so-called extinct tribe, they could have gotten you out, like your original tribe or family, whatever this is, they could have gotten you out and hidden you amongst another tribe and even a different culture or different race here. Like, I don't know how else to explain this. They hid you to keep from to keep their bloodline alive, to keep from losing their blood lineage, their royalty here, their royalties here. Okay. And I feel like you were discovered as a child and they tried to unalive you, but they couldn't. You were too divinely protected here. But something definitely here is about 10 of Pentacles and Five of Cups here. Somebody tried to, I'm telling you, they tried to bind you here. They tried to do a binding contract or entered you into some type of weird binding contract here. Okay. This goes high up because these cards came out. Okay. I feel like you're the successor. Look at this Triumph card. Triumph, I'm telling you what I love. Real estate. Okay. I feel like you're the successor to some type of royalties owed to that were royalties that have been sitting in somewhere in a preserve bank, like a bank of preserves or something like that, that were set aside for an extinct tribe or a tribe that was thought to be extinct, and then you were found here. So technically they couldn't spend the money because you being alive means that the money is not like unclaimed property. Technically, it would be claimed, but you would have to rise to the occasion to claim it. You would have to know your indigenous nature or background here. Okay? And I feel like somebody, this goes high up. I feel like there are organizations and factions here that found out about you being like the last living heir of a tribe or a royal bloodline here that had a lot of royalties, treasures, everything. And they targeted you as a child. They couldn't unalive you here. So I feel like they entered you into like satanic binding contracts here to keep you hidden, but also to keep you hidden long enough to unalive you here with that 5 of Cups here. So then they can retain or keep control of some type of tribal royalties. I keep hearing that. And I feel like this is coming out here. And the reason why I feel like that this goes way up. Where did it go? Because those were hidden. I'm telling you, your tribe, you could be from a tribe that was ritualistically sacrificed here, okay? But you were saved here. And there were royalties saved and set to the side for this tribe here. But whoever is like a tribe, an indigenous tribe enters into an agreement, because, and we think about Native Americans and indigenous people, Australia, everywhere, anything like that, like a lot of tribes were exterminated, okay? A lot of tribes were exterminated. But it's like they weren't exterminated until after they entered into agreements with their tormentor, with the saboteur, so to speak, right? They like entered into agreement, thought everything was cool, entered into some type of treaty, only to realize that these people, and trust that these people would put their royalties in a safe keep, so to speak. And then they went on to exterminate particular tribes of royalty and had royal treasures and stuff like this. And a particular tribe that was thought to be exterminated, you are the last heir. And you have claim, like ownership, claim, you know what I'm saying? You like have a claim over whatever these royalties are. I feel like it is a lot of money. So whatever was did to you, one, you were hidden. You probably escaped. Are very much so protected by God. And they couldn't unalive you. So they could have took you, they could have kidnapped you and placed you in a false family here, never knowing your lineage, your blood lineage, that you were heir or the only last living heir. Inheritance. This could be $10 billion. Take that as it resonates here. And these people wanted full control over it. They couldn't unalive you here. So they subjected you to satanic contracts here, which you can clear, cancel, delete. But I feel like these are people that befriended particular tribes here that they knew had royalties here, that they knew had royalties. And then they sacrificed whole tribes as a ritual here and then gain control of their preserves. I keep hearing that. I keep hearing that here. But they couldn't indulge in this. It's like, it was like, even if they had this stuff in preserves here, they couldn't use it or utilize it here or put their hands on it because it was protected so long as there was a living blood heir of said tribe. So they couldn't partake in it here. Okay. Gain in the reverse. Okay. And now you're about to find out. I feel like that. I don't know what's going on here. You're about to find out. You may have already had the notion or the idea that something was going on that was being hidden from you, that you were being purposefully blinded from your true family, your true bloodline, your true heritage, where you truly came from. I really feel like that. And that I'm telling you, look says jackpot, fortune, and reward. And again, there's 10. Look at that 10. But I feel like it's like $10 billion. And they feel like the people feel like this is a natural disaster. This goes all the way up because they couldn't stop you. They couldn't take you out with an illness here, bro. They couldn't take out your eternal love, which is probably self-love, right? All they could do, all they could do is isolate you and try to rob you of preservations. I'm telling you what I love. Now these people want to come forward and make a compromise. I feel like that this is a settlement, and this is pertaining to your Ten of Pentacles here, okay? Which they've been trying to, they have no choice but to give it to you because there's some type of judgment. These could be higher up officials or more, these could be more officials in the upright that are coming, that have come up, stepped into positions of power here. And whatever higher up positions that have done thorough combing. Because I want y'all to be mindful that when we had that IRS shutdown, major audits, every state, every region, every part of the land, every area went through a huge audit. And I feel like that's what's going on. Some records were found here, more than likely attached to these preserves here that belong to you. And somebody is about to come and give you the information that you are an heir to this fortune here, like a last living heir. And people around you try to keep this hidden from you. I'm talking about government officials. I hear NSA. I said what I said. I said what I said. Okay. I said what I said. Yep. It's like somebody's last will and testament, whatever they put. It's like when they gave these preserves to these people to keep state for them. They also made an updated will or an updated like family book ledger. Mind you, back in the days, they used to do family book ledgers here. They kept their own records. So they just wouldn't hand over their shit. They would have records and record keepers here. But the tribe was exterminated, but the documents weren't exterminated here. Not only that, it's almost like these preserves, whatever this fortune is, it's like it has a acid, like a protective shield that's like made of acid. For those that try to touch it, they will probably get cursed, and transition here is what I'm getting. Like they couldn't touch it because you living, I don't know how to explain this shit. The bait is right here. Okay. Yep. And your family is going to jail because they know this. They try to hide you. Cannot make this shit up. They try to trap you. Okay. For your blessing here. Okay. Because you are the last living heir to possibly a very, 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 a very spiritual, a very, very abundant spiritual and high vibrational tribe that was thought to be extinct. And these people are stressed the fuck out about this. They even tried to protest this in court some type of way. Child. But why I feel like this is higher ups, because somebody was bribing people. Somebody was coaching people around you. I mean, from the lower level, the people nearest to you, people closest to you, all the way up to the top, bribing people here. Okay? About this money, about this charity, about this money that belongs to you. You are the successor. Fortune. This says mega jackpot, wealth and investment, or mega project here. This could even be land as well. This could be like preserved land here that's unclaimed here. Because they're not going to push it like this in the unclaimed property. They're just not. They don't want you to know about it. You don't know about it. They don't list it. You can't claim it. And see, that's against some type of law. But of course, they probably found a loophole here. Okay. You are the blood lineage. You are the heir of a royal blood lineage here. Something was meant for you. Okay. Yep. 9 of Pentacles. You're supposed to have been had this so you could be in this very abundant, self-sufficient energy on your own until you came into a connection with somebody who possibly is a close related tribe that you can procreate with. There go procreation. Okay. Start a family with, to continue this bloodline here, to revive it here for the ancestors that were ritualistically unalived here in this tribe. To continue your royal bloodline here, but also to give vessels to these ancestors to reincarnate. Somebody up shit's creek here. Five of Swords here. Okay. 5 of Swords, 2 of Wands. Somebody has been looking out for you behind the scenes. A very much so official in the upright. They have been looking out for you. They had a decision to make. They could either turn the other cheek, look the other way here, or they could do the right thing. And I feel like that this is a very just person. This is the person that this could be a part of that the audits that were going on last year. I'm talking about when them audits was going on, everybody was on pins and fucking needles. I seen people scrambling, stores closing, all kind of people went to fucking prison here. Like, look that shit up, collective. Especially here in the state of Arkansas, all kinds of people went to prison. All kinds of people, that government grant money. And I'm also hearing that they tried to disguise this fortune, these preserves, as grants money. And they were giving grants out to factions and sectors and groups and corporations here under the guise of grant money, but it's really your fortune, your inheritance here. These people have to walk away now. Give me this moon energy. I want to know more. Give me the moon energy. That's too many. Look, moon and sun. It's being illuminated. It has been made aware, like without like somebody, listen, you go to the doctor, somebody could be like, they could have been secretly testing your blood against, because mind you, Native American blood and indigenous blood does not show up in ancestry, DNA, why, and they tell you reasons why it can't be. 23andMe, they say, oh, it can't be tested. There's nothing really to test all the Native American tribe bloods against, right? Because a lot of them are extinct. They're no longer here, right? They're lying. They're lying. It would be because if they tested a lot of people's blood for indigenous blood, this could be anything in any tribe, right? It will reveal more than what they want the public to know. This is being known. This is being well known. Yep, they were doing magic on you here to put you at a standstill here, causing imbalances on you, keep you stuck, Empress, keep you in the Five of Pentacles. They even had lovers that were participating in this shit here. Lovers that were getting immunity, I hear, for other crimes they were committing, because they were committing crimes for these higher ups against you to keep you. I cannot make this shit up, to keep you stuck. They couldn't unalive you, so they had to keep you stuck here. Crazy. These motherfuckers going to jail. Okay? They're going to jail. Okay? And I'm telling you, somebody was behind the scenes that was looking out for you. But can you imagine? It's really hard to be the only righteous one in very corrupt positions of power, and you're surrounded by nothing but corrupt individuals, greedy individuals, devilish individuals, individuals that will do anything for somebody's fortune, especially in heirs, throne, and fortune. Especially it pertains to land that has been unclaimed, but it has been fraudulently held and utilized by people that stole it. I'm not even going to go deep into that. And I feel like these are particular parts of land here. Mississippi and Louisiana could be significant, but I'm getting heavy Mississippi. Man, sometimes that's the best way to be. You know what I also got, Cole Harmon? Earlier, I got this download of, y'all remember the movie Surrogates with Bruce Willis? Remember how everything was so digitized. Everything was so AI. They had their AI robots that they were experiencing life through, right? And I got this vision of all the people that have been forced, like us, that have been forced into isolation or chosen isolation, right? I got this vision of people like something major happening where we all end up coming outside, and it's like a new dawn, a new day, a new awakening, where we no longer operate through the surrogates, because it's like our phones, our devices, our TVs, they're kind of like our surrogate. You know what I'm saying? Our social medias, everything, they're our surrogates, right? And especially if you're in isolation, whether it is imposed on you or it is self-imposed, right? And that's crazy that I got that download earlier than the shit that just happened with YouTube. Like, it's like all those, remember in that movie, all the surrogates were destroyed here. And it gave the people that were living their life through AI or virtually here, through false selves and stuff, it forced them to come outside. And they had to have human interactions and encounters. Remember? Because this shit we doing on social media is not real interactions. You know, like social media really gives people confidence that they don't really fucking have. It really gives them, this sense of ego, this big, I'm the big man, I'm the big woman, I'm the baddie. It gives them this fucking false sense of self that they really don't fucking have in person. And this is why a lot of us that are in hermit mode and single and not with our person or isolated from our families and stuff, we just go to work, come home, or just stay in the house. When we communicate with these people, it's clear to see who really does, who really isn't, what they appear to be through the surrogate, aka their social media platforms. These people can't hold a conversation. They don't read. They don't know anything. They don't think for themselves. They think that life is one way. They think that all these forms of immoralities and shit are acceptable here. They like people have really, really, really gained some audacity through the surrogacy, which is the platforms. You get what I'm saying? Like, I had this vision of everybody being forced to come out. Like, some people wanted to, but people, it's like, for the most part, people that live behind those screens, they're not going to stand. It's not that they're not going to stand a chance. They are going to have to regain it's like starting over from a baby. They're going to have to relearn socialism or socializing here. They're going to have to relearn how to, what's the word that I'm looking for? I always hear strange words. When I think of a word, it starts with the letter, I get a whole nother word, because that's not even what I was saying. But people who have to be civilized, act in a civilized manner, who have to act in a human civilized manner, they're going to have to learn those mannerisms all over again. If they even have any, they might have to relearn them or learn them for the first time here. Okay. But this vision that I got, it's like, I don't know if this is a crashing of the grid structure, this false grid structure or what, but it's like people were forced. It's just like the movie Surrogates. I seen all these people coming outside, and a lot of people were like, a lot of people were like, they were confused. They were dazed. They were like, it was so strange, bro. It was so strange. It was so strange, bro. Back to the reading here. Somebody saw a Queen of Cups do something to an Empress, or a Queen of Cups that's a mother energy. They saw them do something here, okay, to take what is yours. Somebody wanted to walk in your energy with your wish fulfillment here. I don't know if it's like, this could be somebody close to you, a Queen of Cups. This could be somebody that you work with. This could be a mother figure. This could be a grandmother figure here. I also picked up on the grandmother energy here, where somebody was helping higher ups, local authorities, all kinds of shit. And because they were getting paid lump sums or so to speak, of money in order to keep you hidden. Moon energy is there to keep you hidden. Yeah, some traumatic shit was being done to you behind the scenes, collective. People they wanted to keep you hidden because they didn't want the world to see the trauma that you went through. They felt like this is like victimizing the victim. Somebody should, like, people being hateful or jealous off of you surviving systemic trauma, orchestrated trauma. This is like people victimize, like people. And I seen this freaking short earlier, and I forget what she said exactly, but it was something to the terms of, like, people are going to have a hatred for what you went through and you being able to speak out about it. Like, you're gonna, like, if you think you have haters now that try to hide you, that try to keep you stuck or bind you here, when this comes out, it's going to be you. Many people in the collective it's going to be publicized here. And I feel like that is going to be one reason, because so much shit is about to be publicized here for the world to know about you, people being the last heirs, people being lost heirs, people being heirs to thrones, the only heirs, things like that. People who are the true billionaires who they try to hide and keep secret, and then they try to bind you, keep you stuck, put you in these demonic, satanic contracts here, having you gain stock, trying to have you unalive, having people deceive you, turning people against you here, trying to possess you, subjecting you to a lot of trauma here. And any trauma you can think, you can name it, that they subjected you to. And I feel that there's about to be publications of this shit. And once that happens, mind you, publications, they spread fast through social media, yay? Once that happens, it's like they're going to crash all social media platforms. I don't know why I'm getting that. And then it's like surrogates, people coming all out from behind their screens, behind the fucking woodworks here. That's definitely what I'm getting here. It may start with you. You may be the domino effect to this shit, okay? But it's like people also trying to victimize or demonize you for being public about your trauma. This says, my trauma, my healing. Not every shadow work session needs a public announcement. This is how some people are going to feel towards you. You may gain a lot of fucking haters, but I feel like with this fortune, with this, whatever this is, you're going to come with all the haters that come towards you, or that pop up out of the woodworks here. You're going to have just as much fucking security. Oh, look, Divine Cosmic, my YouTube was not working. All my channels disappeared from off my TV. I couldn't connect on my phone here. No, nothing. So that's confirmation to what, you know, people are going to find. It's going to be publicized how people contracted. I'm talking about shadow government contracts to traumatize you, keep you burdened, to keep you hidden. So long as you were worried about the trauma, you were never worried about being seen. Yay or nay? Right? Three of Pentacles here. Yep. And there's going to be a lot of fucking, listen, this might cause rioting here. I don't know. This might be the start of the overthrowing of something, if you catch my drift. Because we just fucking tired, bro, of the shit coming out that everybody been saying, the whistleblowers been saying, and when we believe it, people be like, you crazy, that's a conspiracy, you're dramatic, that stuff not going on, the government's not doing that stuff to us. Poppycock. It's coming out. I think a lot of people who were the naysayers of the conspiracies that we knew to be true in our hearts, souls, and spirit, because we experienced being parts of the conspiracies, right? The experimentations, the everything. We experienced that. And it coincides with all the whistleblowers and conspiracy theories, right? And now this shit is coming out. The people that were naysayers, like, yeah, they crazy, they just making shit up, they just wounded, traumatized, they just trying to get attention. I think they feeling pretty fucking stupid behind the scenes. I'm sure they are. And they feel like you don't have to publicize your trauma, your shadow work. How much shadow work you had to do from your trauma. Bitch, yes, I do. Because as much people that connected and linked together that banked off of our trauma, our wounds here, our torment, our torture, why we can't bank off of that shit by expressing what happened to us. But it's going to be some people that feel like you just doing too much. Like, we're willing to accept. It's like somebody trying to make a negotiation with those of you in the collective that went through shit, trying to make a negotiation like with you as to your trauma. Negotiate with you on how much of your trauma you can express. It's like, okay, we're willing to accept that, yeah, the conspiracies turned out to be true. Okay. We're willing to accept that it happened to you, but we want to negotiate, or we want to decline on collective being able to express that openly and publicly. The fuck? The nerve. The nerve. Well, I'm glad, Cole Harmon. I do remember you. You know, we talk about a lot of trauma over here, you know. I just be wanting people to know that you're not crazy and you're not alone here. Shit, because it be hard, man. Listen, it be hard. You be surrounded. You come to the realization you surrounded around the people that participated in the shit against you, and that's the reason why they never believed you, right? Because they know it's true, but they tried to play you like you was crazy. So that's why I'm very, as hard as it has been. What's hard? As hard as it has been for me to be transparent with y'all about the stuff, about everything, about most things, right? I feel like it would be even harder if I sat here and didn't say anything. I think it would be even harder for me to sit here and stew in this shit and never being able to express myself. Even if the world don't see me, the news don't see me, I got a platform. They see me. People see me. People resonate with me. Yep, Four of Pentacles. Trying to hold you back. How people contracted together behind the scenes, in your face, around you here, to hold you back, to keep you hidden here, to hold you down, I keep hearing. Okay? To hold you back from your future royalties or preservations here, to block you from what's rightfully yours here. King of Wands is significant here. A King of Wands could have participated in this. A King of Wands and a Queen of Cups here, who were envious and jealous of you being an heir to something. From the time that you were possibly really, really young here, a King of Wands and a Queen of Cups could have conspired together here. Tower for their asses, okay? Tower. Yep, Tower. Ten of Pentacles. Damn. Some people might be getting the death penalty. I'm just going to be honest with you. Like, hey, shouts out to, is it Mississippi or Alabama, for giving the death penalty out to P3DOs. Oh, shouts the fuck out to them. That's what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, but that's what I'm talking about. But there's going to be some rioting going on here. When people come to the realization how much everybody been experimented on, like even the people that came against you, they're going to realize that they were being backstabbed too. Is it a Queen of Cups here? Okay. Baby, they're going to be fucked up. Nine of Wands. Ace of Cups. Remember that movie? If y'all remember that movie with Oprah Winfrey, it was called Beloved. That movie is significant here. That movie is significant. Man, I ain't even finna say certain stuff. That might trigger people way too much. Like, way too much. Yep. Because you're not finna lose this Ten of Pentacles. It belongs to you. They can't take it. And there are records on this. Records that are being released to righteous officials is what I'm hearing here. Yeah. They done hid it for as long as they could here. They can't keep this shit. Yep. Everybody that collaborated with each other, celebrated off of here, off of your grief, your pain, your hurt, your loss here. Yeah, these motherfuckers being blocked access, denied access to putting their hands on this. Yep. And a Queen of Cups. I mean, a Queen of Cups is significant here. Okay. A King of Cups is heartbroken about this. About what they found out when they went deep digging into your background here. I vaguely remember Wrinkle of Time. I remember the characters and stuff, but I remember portions of it. Her dad. It was some other stuff going on. But I vaguely remember it, but I watched it a couple of times here. Okay. Project Almanac is significant. If anybody remembers that movie either. Project Almanac. Time travel, you know? Quantum jump. Yep. So Divine Cosmic, you remember Project Almanac? A lot of people don't remember that movie, but pretty much. That's significant here. The movie Beloved here, and then A Wrinkle in Time, as well as the movie Surrogates here. I think how divine kind of lines up messages for me. Sometimes they come in songs. Sometimes the messages come in movies, and then I just use the cards to confirm. Or sometimes they come in visions, and then I don't quite understand the vision. It'll give me the reference to the movie, but I'll see it like real time with real people, and then I'll get on here and then I'll pre-shuffle, and then the cards come out and it'll be like, remember that vision from earlier the other day? And then I get on here and then it's like confirmation from the collective as well. So sometimes it just kind of depends here. But it's like with those movies that we take those 4 movies, there's something divine that's telling me how we can take snippets of those movies and line them up in a straight row, like a timeline, an actual timeline of real accounts. They're hidden in the movies here. But we don't take the whole movie. We take specific portions. And how do we do that? Which portion do we know how to take out and pay attention to and piece together with other snippets of movies? I really don't know yet. It's kind of like I'll cross that bridge when I get there, because most times I never really know how they're going to come out or how it is like a puzzle. It is like a puzzle. But with that whole rabbit hole thing, the rabbit hole in itself is a puzzle. There's a lot of truth, but it's buried in so many lies. And then the lies are covered up with half truths. And then those half truths are buried under lies here. So we really do have to, this is where intuition comes in, where we really have to be able to decipher what is the truth from a lie. What's a white lie? You know what I mean? Right? And be able to extract what it is that we know to be the truth and piece it together here. Definitely, divine cosmic. So there's a tower here. Okay. And I feel like this tower is exposure here in extreme change. Extremism here. Okay. How something was extreme. These programmings here. That people are subjected to here. Yeah, the information. I'm telling you, the tower is a exposure of information about who the earth angels are, what was done to them here. Okay, and we got righteous officials that's been waiting for. They're waiting for the go ahead here. They're waiting for orders, possibly from a higher righteous official or righteous officials, or this could be God. We talking about righteous officials that believe highly, wholeheartedly in God. And they're waiting on the command here. And then we could even be talking about archangels here that are waiting for the command. Man, bro, angels, divine beings and entities and energies can hop into bodies and vessels and take them over just like a demon can. Make no mistake about it. Because we can't, I think it's pretty dumb for people to say a demon can possess a person, an entity can possess a person's vessel, but an angel can't, an archangel can't, an earth angel can't, a divine being can't, a divine energy can't. Sure they can. And that's possibly what's happening. Earth angels or real archangels or divine energies waiting for God to give the call here. For them to inhabit certain officials that are in high places of power to blow this shit wide the fuck open. Heal it. I'm telling you. Star energy. These cards become so slick after a while here. Let me get a few more from this deck. There's something here about properties. Somebody in my comment was saying, and I thank her for that, because I've been seeing it ever since the black. Oh, fuck. I'm trying to figure out what it's called. She was talking about them buying up all the real estate in black. Is anybody familiar with what I'm talking about? Yep. The injustices. They have been waiting for the mark, the call of God, for the say so they can come down and balance out the injustices or expose all the injustices here. This could be Archangel Michael energy, like they're being led by Archangel Michael here. Yeah, okay. People of high authority that have the authority and the power and the ability to move shit. I heard moving mountains. Usher's song, Moving Mountains, is significant. Man, can't make this shit up. Moving Mountains for the healers, for the stars, for the true chosen, for God's 144,000, for the healers, for the star seeds, for the light workers, for the light bringers and bearers. I'm talking about moving fucking mountains for them. And it's going to start with the Jeffrey Epstein shit. That's just a tip of the iceberg. That's basically, I want y'all to see the rules. It's real shit. Real accounts. Those records are real. A lot of shit was redacted here. Cool. Whatever. Don't worry about that. It's to get people in the collective use to these fucking exposures of records, actual records being publicized for everyone to see. It's no longer going to be hidden or secret. And I'm talking about we got archangels here that are sitting and waiting on the divine orders of God just to move. And when I say they move, it ain't shit that's in their way. Okay? That's in the way of a healer that they not going to be able to move the fuck out the way. Moving mountains again. 9 of Wands. But somebody here, you're an heir. You're like the last living heir. This tribe could be extinct, and this could be one of those extinct tribes that they wiped out here. And not only that, they didn't put them into records as well. It's like they tried to keep the records of these tribes' existence away from people, because we know many of I'm gonna just say common, not in a disrespectful way, but we know many common indigenous tribe names and Native Americans, even the one they say are extinct. But what about the ones that they ain't never fucking told us about? Because if you think that they done named every last one of them, I doubt it. We can't trust these motherfuckers, collective. We cannot trust these motherfuckers for shit. For nothing. Kids not safe, elderly not safe, godly people not safe. Only the wicked have been protected. Hey, beautiful soul. Loyalty over everything. Hey, elevations. Yep. These people got to walk away from doing shit to high priestesses, high priests here, those who are connected to the divine here, those that are seers, psychics, sightseers, soothsayers, scribes, shit like that. I feel like there are records of divine beings, bro. There are records like thick ass files on every divine being in the collective. Everyone. And I keep getting, I ain't gonna go too deep into it because, motherfuckers might really, I already be a target as it is. Like the amount of fucking undercover FBI and hidden ABC agents that be around me that they think I can't fucking see them. It'd be like, I hope they know that I know that that's them. Like, I hope they know. I hope they know that I can literally see that you just paid these two whatever culture people to come into this place that I'm in and just hang around here, act like they're doing something, act like they're buying something here. I hope they can see that I see this motherfucker doing this number and trying to look at me out the corner. Bro, some crazy shit happened to me, bro. Crazy ass shit. But anyways. Anyways, collective here. But there are files on divine beings. They start with XJH. XJH. Because I keep seeing the files. I've been seeing them for, I don't know, maybe like a year and 8 months. Since 2024, I keep seeing these files. They got your kid picture on there. Possibly the picture that they took of you when you were in the GATE program here. Okay? There's a picture of you as a kid. 5, more than likely. Some of you 6. But more than likely 5. It's a little bitty picture here, little wallet size ones. It's sitting in the corner of this big brown envelope, and it has the mini pockets here. You know what I'm talking about? Those the expanded envelopes here that look like an accordion here, and it has many pockets here. Your picture is on the front, and then it doesn't have your fucking name. It has XJH. And then there are numbers after it. I bullshit you not. There are rows and rows and fucking rows of these things here because I seen an official sitting at a desk in front of these. Remember on Harry Potter when they went to go find the It was a jar or something, and they went into that. It was like an endless room of shelves of different jars, dream jars or some shit like that. This room was like endless. It was the same. It was shelves stacked all the way up as far as the eye can see, and they had stacks and stacks of folders on divine beings, light workers, healers, star seeds, bro, shamans, heirs, supposed to be billionaires, like, and it was my foul that I seen this man looking at. He was a Caucasian man here, heavy set, kind of cropped, short cropped, medium brown hair, if I can really see him. But it was mainly like I saw this part of him and his hand, and then my folder sitting here. But it was my folder was not the only folder, but it had paperwork on experimentations, on MK Ultra, on different programming, on different family members, fake records, adoption papers, life insurance policy. It had every fucking thing in there, bro. Shot records. It had surgeries that I had went through, and I'm like, I don't. Anyways, XJH, period. And it was written in black permanent marker. But this black permanent marker, it was kind of weird because it was like it's not like your original Sharpie. I don't know what the fuck this ink is, bro, but the ink was almost like, it's like black Sharpie permanent marker, but it never dulls or never fades. But also this ink was it's like it was enchanted with some type of seal spell. Very special ink that only these officials, these hidden agencies and officials use to kind of seal the confidential fact. I don't know how to explain it, bro. King of Pentacles is significant here. There's records. There's a record about to be released here on a King of Pentacles that was sacrificed, or that tried to sacrifice a Queen of Wands here. That's going to be on there. There was an investigation into that. People done found the smoking gun on that. This King of Pentacles of significance here. How they tried to sacrifice a Queen of Wands here. Okay. But this person has been behind the scenes. This righteous official or officials. They've been behind the scenes here, protecting what cannot be seen until it can be released here. Four of Swords. And then they'll be satisfied here. Okay. Then they'll be satisfied. But somebody is an heir. There's a lot of tribes that are missing, whose names are missing or unaccounted for. Their properties, their lands, their royalties. And I keep hearing preserved. So take that as it resonates here. Okay. I don't want to say that. That's too sensitive right now. That is way too sensitive. I don't think these are all the fucking courts. I'm telling you how they tried to bind you from loving yourself. Everything that they did. Because you loving yourself, they knew that it would awaken you. Yep. And they these people are trying to protest against these records being released here, against the plans, the organized plans here, these organized crimes behind the scenes here, the officials that really knew about it and they were indulging in this shit. Yep. And then there's conflict going on, a lot of fights, a lot of conflict here because motherfuckers have already started going to jail. Look at that, them audits from last year. Look deep into that shit. Look at that shit where they stopped the IRS from processing tax refunds. We thought it was just that. We thought Trump was being an asshole. No, bro. Mind you, the IRS has what is on every single citizen. On every single one, there's not one. Everybody with a visa, everybody that earned $1 here. Answer that. Ask her if she ready and tell her here I come. But everybody, the IRS has what is known as master files on everyone.
She said she's ready. Well,
on everyone. They are called master files. Just so you know, the bills, the everything, like I don't be want to get into that conspiracy, but it's true. You just have to get into a certain level, a certain tax bracket or a certain level of knowledge, or you have to be initiated into a cult or coven in order for you to be able to charge off your fucking debt with the Social Security that is actually an account number. How y'all think Heather Ann Tucci got to? Is it Heather Ann Tucci? Remember, go look that shit up on YouTube, bro. Her and a dude, either her boyfriend, husband, somebody she worked with, she got access to her motherfucking IRA account with the Federal Reserves using her master file number, her social security number connected to her master file with the IRS. If that shit is not real, how she get access to it, and why the fuck they prosecute her for having unauthorized access to monies that we're not even supposed to know exist? Child, man, bro, they listen. It's wild. It's wild, collective. The conspiracies go deep, but I mean, the Jeffrey Epstein shit that was just kind of like, okay, everybody in the collective, everybody in the world, go ahead and get prepared because this is just the fucking start here. Get prepared for more. Y'all think this the end? That's the domino effect. Everything about to be released and come out. How they've been paying hackers, everything. Everything. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Child, what else? How they were complacent and participated in and was cool with this. But there are records. They trying like hell to hold back them records that come out that name every single divine being on this plane of existence. How they watched you, how they exposed you, how everything, collective. Okay, but help is on the way, and I think it's by the way of righteous officials that are being inhabited by divine energies. That's all I know, and I'm telling you what I love. I'm telling you, justice, and these motherfuckers finna be sorry, okay? Guess why? Because you kept calm as you could, as calm as we could, amongst all the bullshit, amongst everything we were subjected to, unjustly, right? For our preservations. Can't fucking make this shit up, bro. I cannot fuck. These archangels, when I say they are ready for God's order. People can think, be like, archangels can't do that. Aliens, though. I don't give a shit about what nobody thinks. It's just, I'm just kind of in this energy of like, sit back and we shall see. Right? I'm really on this energy of like, we shall see. I'm really excited for it. The rioting, not so much. But man. Yeah. I'm telling you, people about the fucking, listen. These archangels waiting for the mark. And for those that don't believe that that's how that goes, or don't believe in God, or don't believe archangels can inhabit vessels and bodies, they're going to live and learn. Oh, okay. They're going to learn today. They're going to learn what a long sword of my Archangel Michael look like today. Okay. And they're going to find out that people were coached and bribed into helping with the idea, the participation of trapping divine beings. These motherfuckers so stressed out. They so stressed out. They trying to stop it with everything in their might. They have no more power. I said, away with you, plebeians. Away with you, and off with their head. These motherfuckers feel awkward as fuck with them Jeffrey Epstein files. Eating people, eating children. Like, bro, come on now. What's the world's been saying that? Okay. Yep, how they curse God's eternal loves, how they curse divine unions, how they curse people who were placed on this plane of existence here to be love in a place where there was no love, to deliver the good news of God's love. How they tried to crucify them, how they tried to ostracize them, sacrifice them, burn them at the stake, but in a different way. I keep hearing motherfuckers finna get the death penalty. I don't know what that means. Spiritual death, physical death, both. And I'm talking about that's a vow. Like that's a promise. God vowed that he would avenge his chosen one here. Resurrection from death. Okay? That's the good news. Have you heard the good news? God said he will resurrect his chosen from the death. From the grave. And those who try to subject us to it unjustly, unfairly, ungodly, by the way, they'll suffer the true death. Probably physical, probably spiritual, then physical here, and more than likely purgatory. Take it as it resonates. That's the good news here. The good news is this shit being publicized here, okay? Because they lost the look. They lost the favor. That's what that's giving me. They lost the favor. If any of these people ever had a chance to reclaim favor with God, that shit over. They lost the fucking favor. They motherfuckers sick about it because you remain in this sweetheart energy collective. You're an heir. A lot of people owe money. A lot of you are owed money. And as I already stated before, people ask, where did it come from? The people, the generations before you, great grandmothers, grandfathers, uncles, aunts, people who actually built. Come on, Black Wall Street, where did money go? The Freemans, where did money go? The indigenous treasures of the tribes that were exterminated, where did money go? Where did those treasures go? If you look all over the world, the ancient sites, the tombs that they've robbed, where did money at? In a Federal Reserve. There's more, but you know, if I say anything about Jewish, wink, wink, about Jews, wink, wink, you know, those really be the ones that be pissed off. They're not really the true Jews anyways. We all know that shit. They're the Ashkenazi or the Khazarians. I do my fucking research, collective. I ain't gonna tell you no lies. I ain't gonna fucking mislead you. Always do your own research. I give you the information. It's up to you to do the research here. These motherfuckers are disturbed because they know that you are the originator. They fucked up. There's no escaping. You're the blessing. You're the originator of the fucking blessing. And they disturbed by that. They scared. They fearful now. Because they already know. They should have quit when they was ahead. But they decided to wear masks and pretend to be the divine being. Pretended to be the chosen. Not just the Jews. I'm talking about all people walking around here on demon time. Pretending that they are God's chosen and going after the real chosen here. The people who really mean the collective fucking good here. They wore a mask and pretended to be God's chosen. Like, oh yeah. Like, hold on. God could be like, oh yeah. You want to be a chosen? You want to wear the mask and the energy and the crown of a chosen? Okay. Trauma, wounding, 10 of wands, 10 of swords. You got to go through all that. You want it? I feel like that those people still had a chance, but they weren't willing. I feel like that they really had a chance to redeem themselves, but they had to go through whatever it is that they put divine beings through. They had to. Where is it at? And that was the only way to redeem themselves here. Okay? That was the only way to redeem themselves, and they lost it because they weren't willing to go through what it is that they have suggested collective. I have subjected collective too. They're just not real. You know, there was professionals at it. They was like all arms in. Man, your shits and shit. They were all arms in. And however it is that they needed to infiltrate our lives collective, your lives collective, every area, in every aspect. Your food, the water, the air, the trees, the natural food, the resources, the provisions of the land, the riches, the wealth, the healing, the connection to God. I mean, they got their hands dug so fucking deep into all of this shit. And they really thought that they were going to live peacefully for the rest of their lives, for the duration on this earth. They really thought that. They really thought that. They really thought this was going to lead to this for them. Yeah, nah. It's going to lead, the sweet dreams belong to those in the self-love energy. So if you're not in self-love, I suggest you get there. Because if you're not in self-love, you may very well be casted out yourself. Not just employ people to love. If y'all don't give a fuck if you don't have nobody to love you, you better find some of that love for yourself. And this is me being kind of mean, right? Me being kind of pushy and bossy. You ain't ever had love? You better find some love for yourself, baby. Because I'm hearing if you don't have self-love, at the very least, you may be casted out as well. That's why a lot of y'all families are hesitant here, hesitant of coming towards you, hesitant of telling you the truth, hesitant of making amends here. Because, they're just ashamed. I wouldn't do shit that I would be ashamed to admit. And I done a lot of things, collective. A lot of things. Baby, you can't make me feel bad. Hello, transparency. Yep. They want family members want to come towards you. They're hesitant about coming towards you because they didn't gain what it is that they were promised. They didn't gain the support that they were promised here. And guess who is going to be the deciding factor for these family members, close friends, lovers? You hear me? False twin flames, fallen twin flames. Guess who will be the deciding factor, collective? Sometimes God leave that shit up to you. Isn't that ironic? Okay. Yep. You will be the deciding factor. Whether they stay binded or whether you just give them a break. And I feel like, yeah, all the people that work to get you, 3 of Pentacles again, 4 of Pentacles, however you want to isolate you, to keep you private, to keep you hidden so they can steal from you your wealth. Your wealth. They tried to bully you. Yep. And they were all in alignment with this shit. Doing rituals on you here, libation, praying, donation, practitioners in here, divination, abuse, astral traveling against you, siphoning your energy and shit, sending spells and witchcraft and voodoo and entities and hexes, curses, spells, evil eye, and all that bullshit to you, collective. Even if you didn't mention it, even if you didn't say anything about it, you were quiet about it because you just were fearful. You didn't know who the fuck you could trust. That's why I started doing my platform. That's why I started speaking on here. I didn't know who I could trust. It got to that point. I didn't know who I could trust, children included. They'll tell you, I say shit to them. And I talk to them about that shit real life. The cost of their betrayal, if they betrayed me, I'm not bullshitting. I didn't know who I could trust. And I said, fuck it. I'm not a public speaker. I don't even like to be seen. I'm gonna open me a platform and I'm going to talk about it. I have to get it out. I know it's not just me. I know it's not just me. So here I am, collective. Here we are. That was fated to be this way. For the motherfuckers that tried to rob us of the promise that was what was already promised to us. Inheriting the kingdom of earth, inheriting the peace or kingdom in heaven on earth, the peace, the glory, the riches, the wealth, not after we fucking die, while we're here. Why I gotta go through trauma and suffer until I die? Bro, come on. The biggest lie, one of the greatest lies ever told. That's in one of my wild cards, The Great Deceptions. That's one of the wild cards. If it comes out, we will talk about every great deception. The money market resets and every fucking thing. It's a natural disaster because now they want to compromise. They need you to compromise, collective. You are the deciding factor for these friends that are binded here. They're trying to save their ass here. They're isolating themselves. Now they want to go in hermit mode because they're trying to save themselves. I feel like it's a little too late. But hey, I wouldn't discourage anybody from attempting to go into hermit mode here. But it's kind of like now when your fate gets decided, if you're a practitioner, magic, whatever, and you done got everybody you don't work with, the higher officials, they give all the little fucking ant workers and shit, the lower level ant workers, they give them that motherfucking call. They give them that message of concern like, hey, I can't help you no more. You're not protected under me. I got to run. I got to go in hiding here. In my underground bunker. I can't pay you no more. I ain't got your back. You're not under our protection. You're not under our immunity here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like once it gets to that point and they know that they're fucked, they no longer have those false senses of protection, of man. You hear me? Now they want to go into isolation. I don't know, collective. Now they want to go into isolation and hermit mode to save themselves. It's just kind of like when collective was in hermit mode, it's a very slippery slope between me being a complete and total bitch of no forgiveness and a person that over forgives. I told you I'm extreme. I either forgive or I don't. I don't feel like I have to continue to forgive. But it's just like when collective was in hermit mode, they kept fucking with us, didn't they? It wasn't good enough that you were isolated from the world. You didn't have shit. You didn't have people. You didn't have nothing. You have to scrape, scramble, and scratch and put together shit here. You couldn't keep a job. They wouldn't let you get a job here. Denied every motherfucking where. Ostracized everywhere. Exiled every fucking where. And we went into hermit mode and they still wouldn't fucking leave us alone. I mean, hopefully they can save themselves while they're in hermit mode. Hopefully won't nobody fuck with them. Child. Because, yeah, they're going to remember the nightmare that they were to you in hermit mode. I feel like that's going to be the worst of these people, that if they choosing to go into hermit mode now, after the fact, I feel like God may be lenient on a couple of them, contingent upon their role that they played in against the divine beings. You know what I mean? They're going to hermit mode, but I bet you that hermit mode is going to be nightmarish. They are going to remember everything that they put you through because they are going to see it. They are going to hear it. They are going to feel it. They are going to think it. They are going to fucking breathe it. I said what I said. And ain't shit that they can do about it. Nothing that they can do about it. Because while they indulged here, they better think back to that. They should have been scared then. They should have been scared of causing conflict here. They can fight amongst each other all they fucking want to because they scared. But they better remember back to this shit. They better remember when they protested you having any type of indulgence. I don't feel like this is an overindulgence. This is basic shit. Basic necessities. They protested against that shit behind the scenes. Trying to keep you isolated and in fear all the time here. Trying to keep you in inner turmoil and conflict. Conflict with your closest people here. I bet you they better fucking remember that shit. Okay? Collective, that's all I have. I had to go and run out on an errand. And that's all I have for this particular read, as well as any lives for the day, you know, as I have to get up early. I love and support everybody, and I give y'all peace and blessings so long as you are the upright of heart. If you are in alignment, bro, even a little bit, sis, bro, you know, like I support y'all. I love y'all. I love being of service to y'all. I love giving y'all the messages. I love being transparent. Love, love, love it. Love, love, love it. And if I can help one person and you can help three, it doesn't matter. It makes a change. It makes a difference here. I thank y'all for supporting my channel, for supporting my platform. Everybody don't have to agree with me, but that's fine. We can agree to disagree. That's fine. I think the fact of the matter is we all fucking tired and we just want we just want to find our way back to the light. Okay? I will see you guys on the next one. And as I always like to say, as I end the last live for the night or day, define yourself, collective, like I define me, because I'm your girl, Shay. The dual alchemist, your dual nature being who embraces both light and dark. And I'm glad to be of service to you, collective. Love y'all. See y'all on the next one. Peace.